going on, folks? It's Dan French, and this is a French sound off here. We're going to talk a lot about the A's and what this very interesting article, or the article I was reading about the A's coming here, and some of the groundwork that was laid out and the process and the steps that they have taken to get here, and some of the the outreach that some people have either agreed or disagreed with having the Oakland A's now become the Las Vegas A's, and we've seen this information come across the news quite a bit. Some people are excited about it. I think there's a lot of people that aren't excited about it. And why is that? Well, we want to talk about how this $1.5 billion stadium is going to be built. Now, the A's were in Oakland, as everybody knows. So were the Raiders. And taxpayers are paying for the Oakland or the Las Vegas Raiders stadium, Allegiant Stadium. And you look at that, you look at where we're headed with this baseball. Football is a big sport. It generates a lot more revenue than baseball. You look at baseball, and the average person that watches baseball games is probably pushing their late 50s. Anybody that's probably 40 years and below, or south of 40, is probably not really watching baseball too much. It's not out there a lot. There's a lot of sports. When you look at these sports shows and things that goes on, they don't really talk about baseball too much. And I just think it's one of those things where, does it really generate a lot of revenue or enough revenue for us to really bring that out here? Las Vegas is really trying to push to have every big sports franchise or sports team from whatever association or whatever league, all the different leagues that's out there. And there's a lot of taxpayers, including myself, that have a problem with how they're generating this revenue. They had to get, I think it was $380 million of revenue for this to pass legislation. And Lombardo did pass legislation here recently. So when you look at where we're at, and kind of, do people really want the A's here in Las Vegas? I'm going to push back and say a lot of people don't. This article came out and stated, that taxpayers will be paying this. If you look at it, the A's are supposed to be paying back after this is completed, which they'll start playing baseball here in 2028, about $2 million every year. So, you can do the math, $190 million that they're going to be having to, or 190 years to pay back $380 million, which is going to take a long time. And so why are we allocating this to a baseball team, right? I get it. It's a new stadium. Everybody loves new, fresh. I think everybody wants fresh, and they just want to have something where they can say it's their own. I just don't know. For me, you look at where we're at with, look at Oakland. Oakland was having an issue with the A's and just not taking care of the stadium, backed up sewage. Some people want the A's to stay, and a lot of them, felt that they've been betrayed by Oakland and the owner. The owner himself doesn't have a great track history from what I've seen. I don't know. I'm not going to make any judgments, but just the track history from what I've seen or heard in the news is not a very good one. And so when you talk about or look at bringing that culture here, I don't know. To me, I think it's not really a good move by Las Vegas. I know it's going to generate jobs. I know that it's going to bring in some revenue. But again, when I question this, it's because football may be able to get away with it, right? Football generates a ton of money. Baseball, I don't know. What is that? The fourth, as far as overall revenue, do they generate the fourth highest? Maybe the fifth? I can tell you that when we adopted the Las Vegas Golden Knights, everybody was on board because it was started here. It was kind of like homegrown, right? When you talk about the A's and them coming here, I don't know. It's going to be a Tropicana, where the old Tropicana Casino's at. It's going to be so it's going to be very congested on that end. You already have Allegiant Stadium for the Las Vegas Raiders. And so now you're going to have the Las Vegas A's, and they're going to have to really do something down there because that's kind of the starting place of the new part of the Strip, Las Vegas Strip. So I don't know. I think that you're going to have to really look at this. But again, health system, right? Education. I just saw something that came out recently that our education is half the students don't graduate here in high school. And really, could we use that for social services to have that money reallocated to for the city to thrive and grow within the city, and not generate another sports team. When I feel that we already have a lot of revenue, we already have a lot of visitors. Are they going to come here and watch a sports game, like or at least a baseball game? I don't know. That's going to be very interesting. I just don't feel, and I don't think that it's a very good position to bring on a baseball team. Maybe a basketball team. I mean, they already have, and the reason I say that is they already have summer league here. So, but I want to show you some tweets that's come out recently. Here's some of the tweets. Moose, this guy came out and stated that Moneyball 2011, starring Brad Pitt, is arguably the best movie ever made. No way responsible for the A's move. Well, I don't think that's it. I think it's just when you look at Oakland and you look at what's going on, they want to make more money. They want to make more revenue. And if somebody's willing to contribute this much money towards a stadium just to have you here in a city, and your franchise is going to grow in volume and it's going to grow in money, I mean, who's not going to take advantage of that? A's are needing, the Oakland A's are needing, which is going to be the Las Vegas A's. The team will need 75% of owners to vote in favor to move to Las Vegas. That's going to happen. I mean, when you look at these tweets that's going on, that's not a matter of if, but when that's going to happen. And you got to think MLB or the commissioners on board with this. I'm sure he's followed this pretty closely, on trying to get the A's to move here, because it's going to also build that, the Major League Baseball, this franchise is going to grow and it's going to make more money for Major League Baseball, or at least, with the TV, whatever else deals that they got going on, it's going to create a lot more buzz and a lot more revenue for Major League Baseball. Also remember a couple months ago, y'all was celebrating the move, gushing about how it could be, the game in Las Vegas. Remember when you dumped on an A's fan? And it says what's a bad look is having MLB continue to play in that garbage dump stadium. They're talking about Oakland, and again, Oakland, Las Vegas was always the number one desired area for Oakland to come here, because I feel that it's close. They're probably going to have some fans still come down, just like we have Raider fans come down. And I feel that because we're willing to spend the money and not have any we want a team, or we need a team, or a lot of these other cities, they're probably thinking, well, how much revenue are these cities going to create when you have a stadium right on the strip? I mean, it's literally just like the Raiders stadium here. It's literally almost right on the strip. There's going to be a lot of buzz, and there's going to be a lot of people wanting to go. I question baseball, right? Because I'm not saying basketball. We all know football is it's already shown that it's really generating all that money and some, right, to get back. I mean, we're selling out every single game with the Raiders. Is that going to be the same with the A's, right? And so I think when you look at what's going on and where we're at with this, we're paying, as taxpayers, are paying for America's old favorite pastime. Now, like I said, there's a lot of older generations watching baseball, but as that gets, these generations start to, because look, I watched baseball. I didn't grow up with baseball, and there's a lot of younger generations below me, generation, I don't know why. You got millennials. How much baseball do they really watch? I'm sure there's some fans out there, but is it going to really move the needle here in Las Vegas? So I have a problem with, first off, them signing off on this bill, and then us paying taxes on this over the course of 190 years. I mean, if they're paying back to pay it back, and, again, it's going to create a lot of revenue supposedly, and also it's going to have some jobs and things. But is it really something that we needed here in Las Vegas so soon that we just got the Raiders here? I mean, what is the whole push of why we need to get all these sports teams here in such a short window of time, when also we have other problems going on here in Las Vegas? I feel that the crime has gone up because there's population growth. We constantly have construction issues because we're growing so fast that anywhere you go in Las Vegas, you got to wait in construction a lot of times. And then, like I said, healthcare always needs improvement. It is good here, but it can get better. We can always allocate that money to healthcare. Social services. We know a lot of people that are on retirement, or on just certain things that they need money. Why would we not put it back into communities or into the community to make it a little bit better for them, for the older generations. And then also the school system. Everybody always talks about how Las Vegas has the worst school system, or like second to worst in the country. I think maybe we are the worst. And it's just because there's no emphasis on staying in school. The education system here, I feel, is really bad. And I wouldn't, you got to send your kids to private schools just to get a good education here in Las Vegas, in my opinion. So I'm against this. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think about the A's coming here. And if you're here in Las Vegas, let me know if this is something that you're okay with us as taxpayers spending $380 million to have something planted right where Tropicana's at, when we're already the entertainment capital of the world. Is it going to really generate revenue? And could we allocate that money towards something else to make Las Vegas grow? I'm Dan French. I'll see you guys at the next one, and I'm out of here.